Hello, welcome to Sustainability Today with Laura and Leah.
One of the most talked about concepts for the Western world currently is the idea of sustainable development. But what is sustainable development?
Well, sustainable development is defined as the principle that everything that we need for our survival depends on either directly or indirectly on the natural environment. It creates and maintains the conditions under which humans and nature can exist. It fulfills the social, economic and other requirements of present and future generations.
It is very important for ensuring that we have and will continue to have the water, materials and resources to protect human health and our environment.
The sustainable development concepts have already been seen in many areas in Wales. For example, at St Fagans History Museum, they already use sustainable technologies in a number of areas, such as the use of a 5 kV solar panel array providing renewable energy to the main building. Gwynedd also supports solar panels along with the ground source heat pump to heat the building. Such technologies are also put to use to help conserve some of our more historic buildings. St Tidal's Church is a medieval church. When it was reconstructed, a ground heat source pump was installed to provide sustainable and hidden means of heat into the building.
There is a great opportunity to harness reliable, low-cost, renewable energy in Wales through the development of the new Tidal Lagoon in Swansea Bay. Tidal lagoons offer a low-cost, renewable source of energy that is capable of providing significant amounts of electricity. The UK is currently highly dependent on fossil fuels, but this resource is dwindling. Furthermore, 16 power stations are coming to the end of their lives between now and 2023, representing a quarter of the UK's total generating capacity. We urgently need to be looking for alternative energy sources to meet the UK's future demands and to address the legal requirement to reduce carbon emissions.
Let's take this discussion to the phone lines. Dave from Sketty is asking how tidal power is possible in Swansea. Well, Dave, the Severn Estuary holds the second highest tidal range in the world, and within this, Swansea Bay benefits from a very high average tidal range, particularly in the spring. This tidal range offers significant potential for the extraction of renewable energy through the construction of tidal lagoons and is an exciting opportunity for Wales and the UK.
The lagoon aims to see this sustainable and abundant tidal resource help the UK towards greater energy security. It can also help the transition to a low-carbon future and lower costs of electricity while providing regenerative, economic and recreational benefit to the local communities. Since tides are predictable and reliable, they can offer the first fully renewable form of electricity that can meet minimum consumer energy demands in the UK without the need for topping up with electricity from fossil fuels. In addition to generating electricity, the project aims to provide visitor facilities and other amenities, including art, education, mariculture and sporting facilities. The seawall is expected to be open to the public during daylight hours for walking, running, cycling and fishing, although access will be controlled in extreme weather. Julian Mumbles has just phoned the studio to ask how much the entire project is going to cost.
Well, actually, the project is entirely privately funded. The development phase is funded by private individuals and green entrepreneurs, as well as a public share offer held in June 2013. The construction phase will be funded by major institutional investors and a further public share offer. An economic study into the cost profile of power from tidal lagoons has found that a portfolio of 3 UK tidal lagoons in operation by 2021 would deliver large-scale low-carbon power at a significantly cheaper price than offshore wind. But at the end of the day, can we really put a price of the insurance or protection of our natural resources and the quality of life for our future generations? Okay, so many listeners have texted in the studio to ask how this tidal lagoon will work.
Well, tidal lagoons are a simple concept involving the adaptation of standard, proven components using global engineering projects. The Swansea Bay Lagoon will comprise of a breakwater with a sand core, similar to many seen in coastal defence schemes and harbour walls. The generating equipment of bulb hydro turbines have been used for many years on run-of-river hydropower schemes, as well as some landmark tidal barrages. The lagoon, which will take about 2 years to build, will comprise an impending breakwater or seawall capable of holding 11 square kilometres of water. As the sea outside the breakwater rises and is held back, a difference in water levels is created, known as head, and once a sufficient head height is reached, sluice gates are opened and water flows into the lagoon through turbines to generate electricity. This process then occurs in reverse. On the ebb tide, as sea levels start to fall and the tidal head is created by holding water back within the lagoon. This way, the tides can flow through the turbines 4 times daily to generate power.
But what will the benefits of this tidal lagoon be? Well, the lagoon will be the world's first purpose-built tidal energy lagoon, capable of generating predictable baseload electricity for 16 hours a day using both ebb and flood tides. This 250 megawatt power plant will generate enough electricity for the equivalent of 107,000 homes, saving over 200,000 tonnes of CO2 per year for its design life of over 100 years. The potential benefits of this tidal lagoon go beyond clean power and green jobs, and are in many cases unique for the energy infrastructure. Tidal lagoons can support seafront regeneration, enhance flood defences, and even foster social inclusion and healthy living via education, sport, art and cultural facilities.
An integral part of the project is the provision of an enclosed water sports venue capable of providing a safe body of water for local, regional, national and international events. The new rock armour of the lagoon sea wall, which will extend some distance offshore, will provide good opportunities for habitat recreation both above and below water level. In addition, opportunities will be available for both able-bodied and disabled recreational fishermen, with the provision of safe and formal fishing locations, as well as informal opportunities for walkers, runners and cyclists.
The proposed tidal lagoon will be located in the central part of Swansea Bay, directly south of Swansea Docks. It will form a 9.5 km long U-shaped seawall starting from the entrance to the River Towie adjacent to Swansea Docks, Swansea Port, running 3.5 to 4 km out to sea, before curving back to rejoin the land adjacent to Swansea University's New Bay campus. Many listeners are worried that this lagoon is going to be an eyesore and ruin the lovely picture view of Swansea Bay. However, the lagoon has been designed to be creative and appealing. For example, they are going to put a dragon into the side of one of the walls, so when the tide is in, the dragon is hidden, and then when the tide goes out, he reappears. And also, for those who want to see the untouched beach view, Swansea does have many beautiful beaches, which includes Rosilly Beach, which has been voted the best beach in the UK and 3rd in Europe.
Catherine has texted the studio to find out what the environmental costs of the project will be. Well, Catherine, I can answer that one for you. During construction, there will potentially be effects to the fish and shellfish populations because of increases in noise and sediment. However, measures will be implemented to reduce these where possible. The lagoon will not physically block access to the mouths of any rivers. Its effects on migrating fish are being investigated all the time to ensure that no problems are caused. This has been done by using detailed fish computer modelling for some key species, including the likelihood of the various fish species coming into the lagoon area and the effect on any fish that passes through the turbine.
The size of the turbines are approximately 7 to 8 metres in diameter and have low rotation speeds of about 60 revolutions per minute. That means there will be large gaps through which the fish can pass. Furthermore, the use of sluice gates will allow for free passage of fish in and out of the lagoon in the latter part of the tidal cycle. There will be, however, some disruption to local fishermen. During operation, the lagoon will not be accessible to any fishing vessels which currently use this area of the bay, and therefore this would result in the loss of some of the fishing grounds within the lagoon footprint.
A detailed assessment of the potential impacts of the project on marine mammals and turtles is being undertaken to gain an understanding of the occurrence of these species in the study area. A number of data sources have been reviewed, including data from the most up-to-date study undertaken by Swansea Metropolitan University on behalf of the Low Carbon Research Institute. The marine mammal which occurs most frequently and in the highest numbers within Swansea Bay is the harbour porpoise. Grey seals are also recorded to frequently visit the area. Dolphins are often recorded in the British Channel, but they are rarely sighted around Swansea Bay.
The processes involved in operating and maintaining the project over its lifetime will lead to potential impacts including changes to feeding habits, collision risk, barrier effects upon movement, noise vibration disturbance, electromagnetic fields and toxic contamination. Mitigation measures will be identified to minimise any potential impacts that are identified. These could include measures to limit potential noise impacts, for example, by using soft procedures during the building of the project when mammals are observed within a certain radius of the works to reduce the level of collision risk with the turbines.
Coastal birds, in particular overwintering birds, are an important feature of the bay. Birds that stay here for the winter have been studied in the last 2 consecutive winters to inform the Environment Impact Assessment, and these surveys have been extended into the summer for the project area. Surveys have recorded that a total of 31 species of birds are using areas of the bay for foraging and roosting. There will be localised disturbance during construction, such as an increase in noise pollution, which may put off birds from visiting these areas. However, construction of the lagoon walls is anticipated to take place from April to October, minimising the impact on overwintering birds.
David from Swansea wants to know how it will impact the residents in the area. Well, a seascape and landscape visual impact assessment of the onshore and offshore works have been undertaken. It assesses the likely impacts the project will have on the character and appearance of the seascape and landscape within a 15-kilometre study area. The viewpoints of the residents and recreational users have been investigated and 3D models have been used to show them how the project will look within the seascape. Work should not impact the flow of traffic to and from Mumbles.
That concludes today's topic of discussion. Thank you for listening, and we will update you with more information as soon as it is available. Also, thank you to the listeners who contacted us for more information.
You've been listening to Sustainability Today with Laura and Leah.